In 1990, Sam Raimi created one of the greatest collisions between superheroes and monsters with Darkman. Darkman is essentially kind of a homeless superhero. His powers, if he has any, are the fact that he can't feel pain. Without pain, he has unchecked adrenaline, which gives him both super strength, but kind of a rage-filled psychosis.
When the body ceases to feel, when so much sensory input is lost, the mind grows hungry. Starved of its regular diet of input, it takes the only remaining stimulation it has, the emotions, and amplifies them.
On top of that, he's a genius scientist who's able to create perfect skin masks of people. They only last for 90 minutes, but allows him to infiltrate all sorts of organizations to get his revenge. What Raimi really understands is the classic Universal monsters weren't just horror movies, but they were often tragic romance films. And that's really what he creates in Darkman. This is a man who was killed and disfigured because his girlfriend accidentally left him with the wrong pieces of paper. These gangsters come, they want it, he doesn't know what they're talking about, and he is just brutalized. From then, he of course still wants his girlfriend back, but now that he's horribly disfigured and he can't control his rage, it's this push-pull. He knows he's a monster, but he wants her, and how will it end up?
It's just that I feel like a rag doll, all pieced together, you know, my insides are on my outside. If you could only see how I feel inside. I was ashamed, afraid. I was afraid that you wouldn't want me anymore.
Of course I still want you.
Darkman, of course, hinges on wonderful performances by Liam Neeson in the lead role and Frances McDormand. At the time, Frances McDormand was living with her husband Joel Cohen, his brother Ethan Cohen, and Sam Raimi, so they worked together a lot creating this Darkman character, and it's something that she is actually still proud of to this day. Darkman is a wonderful role for Liam Neeson because he gets to be incredibly goofy. When he is Darkman, especially when he's in these weird rages, he just gets to be totally over the top, freaking out. There's these wonderful sequences where he's just kind of an absolute madman, and you don't get to see that out of Liam Neeson much anymore.
What am I? Huh? Some kind of a circus freak? Is that it?
What makes Darkman still stand out today, I think, is the visuals of Sam Raimi, and especially cinematographer Bill Pope. At the time, studios were not really looking for a Sam Raimi movie, and they tried to rein him in as much as possible, but he knew with Bill Pope, he could essentially get that same look. So when you see the sequences where Darkman is losing his mind, it's these wonderful half-animated, half-crazily shot sequences. It's all very beautiful and unusual. Part of the reason why Sam Raimi loved Liam Neeson for the role was his eyes. Obviously, he gets to play this kind of suave scientist at the start, but for the most part, he is a bandaged weirdo who's dancing around calling himself a freak, so you really need to act a lot through the eyes. And it's a very interesting and specific thing, but it works very well for the role.
Hey, Spidey, we're back to the warehouse, man! He's in here! This door!
The makeup effects are, of course, very important for this film, not only for these strange skin suits, but especially for Darkman himself. It's an interesting thing because his disfigurement isn't really what makes him a monster. What makes him a monster is his unchecked anger and his thirst for revenge. So they need to have him be horribly disfigured, but still kind of enough of himself that Frances McDormand could see to still love him. An interesting thing, especially in this day of so many superhero movies, is people still respect this film, mostly because how it's shot, how it looks, and that unusual tone, that tone of romance, that tone of interpersonal relations.
Peyton is gone.
And Frances McDormand herself says, compared to modern superhero movies, Darkman is practically an art film.